Being that it's 7:37, we have a quorum. We're gonna open the conservation hearing, February 1st, 2016. Present, Joe Davenport, Tim Stinson, Richie Coombs, Kevin Barden, and myself, Frank Duggan. First on the list, we will go to order of conditions, DEP 1820481, Dean Street, Edgewood Park. I believe at the last meeting this was closed, and anybody have any questions on this particular property?
Is that the one down in Tri-Town?
Yes.
Okay.
This condition number 48. No, wait, wait.
No, it's 40.
Just add.
Yeah, 48 inches. That's what we
So
added
has that been added to the bottom?
Yeah, right there.
Audience going to be maintained clean annually.
So just check that that's been added.
We have 31 regular, 48. Corrugated culvert to be cleaned and maintained annually without the use of machinery unless authorized by the Conservation Commission.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So then I move that we
Any other questions?
accept the order of conditions with the additional condition that's been added.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor? It's unanimous. Okay. Moving on, certificate of compliance, 68 Summit Road.
That's the new Oscar.
Just state your name for the record, Charlie.
My name is Charles Woodward. I work for Professional Land Survey Associates, and I'm here representing Charles Macy in his request for a certificate of compliance on 68 Summit Road. If you've been down there at all, you can see the house is up, the final grading is done. Okay, the driveway is in. We put the 2 roof infiltrators in, and we also put the trench drain across the driveway and another set of infiltrators here in the front. Okay, by design, everything is meant to be catched in this swale, go continually downhill until it either settles in this basin to a certain level and then goes out the V-notch weir. Okay, everything is in there. The as-built plan you have in front of you shows the riprap on this side. I actually had them go down after this as-built was done, and we added to the riprap so that it actually comes out to this area here. Okay, so there's more riprap in the field than shows on this plan as of now. Okay, at the time, I dropped these plans off maybe 3 weeks ago. Okay, I also mentioned to Anuska that I had showed on the plan that the pipes were set, okay? At that time, the pipes had not been set, but I told her that my guys would be there within a few days to do it. Those pipes have all been set now. So, as shown on the plan, this is the location we set them. Every 25 feet, all the way around. And we left them sticking out of the ground about a foot and a half. And they were all nice and straight and all at the same elevation.
I was
So-
wondering what that was.
Yeah, it doesn't look all, you've been down there, Frank?
I was there.
Okay,
this
so,
afternoon.
so it's not all hodgepodge with pipes sticking all over the place. The signs themselves, okay, are not on the pipes yet.
Yeah.
And the reason they're not is because we still haven't got them from the sign people. I was actually there this morning thinking I was gonna pick them up and run down and tell you that the signs are on them, but they're still not in from UPS. So that's the one thing I am missing. But other than that, we actually sodded everything down there, so we don't have to worry about grass stabilizing or anything like that.
Mhm.
The whole yard and the swale was all sod.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, it really did come out nice. I know sometimes, you know, when you're looking at some of these lots, or you're looking at our plans, it's kind of hard to, you know, imagine what it's gonna look like when it's done, but it actually came out nice, and everything, you know, as you can see, is gonna work so that nobody in that area is getting flooded. We're much lower than the guy to the left of us. We're actually taking some of his water now, according to him, okay? We're much lower than the people to the right of us, so there's no way our lot is gonna flood their lot in any way, okay? And although we, at the time, said that this could all fill up with water and then slowly go through the V-notch weir, okay? There isn't enough water to do that, you know? Even in major rain events, I think you're gonna be very surprised if you ever see puddles of water in this area, except for maybe an hour or two. I mean, it's not like a detention basin where it's gonna take 24 or 72 hours to drain. There just isn't that much water. But, you know, again, it looks good, you know, quite a few people have seen it, and everybody was impressed with it, and like I said, I believe it's actually sold already, so, you know, it came out nice.
So you excavated the trench for that 4-inch drain also?
Yes, sir, right across the
Right
driveway.
up
And all-
and the back corner by the riprap
Yes.
on the other side. That 4-inch drain,
We did not do anything to that.
it looked like it was
stream.
opened up.
It
So
may
it's
have
all-
been.
Yeah.
Okay, like I said, not the young gentleman that was here during the hearings, but his father is a real gardener, and he's been doing everything he can down there to control the water. The problem with their house, unfortunately, is it's in the bowl, you know? It's always been in a bowl. And the house directly across the street up here put a new addition in, and they have a sump pump in the basement. And when they pump the sump pump, it comes right down the driveway, okay, which has a bit of a pitch to it, and goes directly across the street into this guy's driveway, which basically leads to his basement, okay? So what we've told him is that he can open up, you know, put a small berm along here, which he has with dirt on his own yard. I says, and then all our water's gonna catch here, like we designed it. It'll go in here, and that'll help drain his yard a little bit. So it's giving the water a place that it should go, which is to this huge wetland down here, you know, so.
Charlie, if I may.
Sure.
The guy across the street who's pumping down his driveway.
Mhm.
In this town, that's illegal.
I know.
I know because they came out to my house to make sure. Mine actually goes down my driveway but turns back into my front yard.
Mhm.
It has to go on his property.
I
He can't do that.
I
I don't know what
And I-
department is in charge here,
Yeah,
but they sent, the town hired people to make sure, you weren't making your wash machine go in
well,
and all that, and your sump pumps were all,
we actually did a job in
So-
town not too many years ago.
so he
Where-
could correct that just by telling, hey, that pipe gotta go in your own
Yeah,
yard.
well, like I said, we have tried to provide at least so that it's not going directly to this guy, okay? We actually did a job in town a few years ago, which we did not have to file with the Conservation Commission, okay? But we built the house, and we got a phone call from somebody on the board, and they said, Charlie, the water's going into the street down there. And it was, there's no place for the water to go. They said, well, would you be willing to put in some roof drains? They're not on the design plan. I said, they'll be in 24 hours. We called the contractor. He ran right down there, right? I told him, I says, we do a lot of work in this town. Our word is our bond. Once
Yes.
you start with problems, everything you deal with is gonna be a problem, right? He ran right down there. The whole thing cost like $500. When you're selling a house for $300,000, what's $500?
Yeah,
I mean, you can't, you waste that on aspirins and antacids with people calling you on the phone, suing you and yelling at you all day. So, again, I know that a lot of times you can't make people do certain things. But I think a lot of times if you just talk to somebody, half the time they don't know what they're doing is wrong, or they don't think it's a big deal, okay? A lot of times you talk to somebody and,
well, I'll be honest, if it went down his driveway and down the street to the storm drain, I
Well-
don't think anyone would care, but
Well,
my neighbor did that to me.
as you know, there's no drainage
And I
down
just said,
there.
hey, you cannot pump your water in my yard.
No, and like I said, on one other job we did, we actually put an easement on the back of a lot, right, that we had, so that all the neighbors were allowed, right, by deed and by plan, to put their sump pumps in that hole, okay? Because they had no place to put it. And if you start taking the Grove has evolved slowly over many years. And, as there were 5 houses, it wasn't a big deal. Now there's 50, now there's 500.
Yeah.
So you keep running out of things to do. At the same time, the town can't go down there and put drainage everywhere. They have no place to put the drainage, even if they could
Oh, there's
afford
some
to
roads
put
that are
drainage everywhere.
Old as,
Yeah, I mean, some,
Sticking
it's
out
all
of the
ledge,
roads.
yeah. So, I mean, you try to do the best you can. In this particular case, to be honest with you, we had a place to put it. I mean, there's a pre-existing swale there, and that swale led to a huge wetland. So, all we did was try to, pick up as much of it as we could, put it into a drainage easement on our own property, and get it to where it should be going, and hopefully, never promising to solve everyone's problems, but just
Right.
assuring them we're not gonna make it worse. If you have water in your basement now, you're probably gonna have water in your basement after we leave, But it's not gonna be more water than before we got there. And I don't think anybody's having problems here, and I think this gentleman here
we
is
have
a
a
lot
time.
better off than he was, a lot better off.
Mhm.
So, hopefully it's another project, at least
Yeah.
we can all be proud of, I mean, I think we made the situation better, and we gave somebody a place to live. And I'm not sure that's ever a bad thing.
Never.
No, everybody needs a place to live.
Okay, that being said, any other questions on this?
And I give you my word that as soon as those signs come in, I'll get down there and put those up there.
Those plastic signs, grave signs?
Actually, what we've done is we've gone to a different type of sign. It's actually like you see how the pipes are?
Mm.
It's actually a sign that goes right on the pipe, okay? Almost like
Or like one of those
for want of a
gas line
better-
signs?
Yeah, like a gas line
With the-
pipe.
label on it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
and it's, you know,
Yeah.
not biodegradable, it's a heavy plastic, and it wraps around and it sticks right to the pipe and everything. You know, that we don't have to worry about them being torn off by the kids or something like that.
Okay, so do we have a motion to,
Issue its full certificate of compliance, right?
after the signs are inspected?
Yeah, contingent upon the signs being,
Yeah, like I said, the only reason I'm here, I expect to do that this morning, but we can't get, for whatever reason on this particular one, we can't get Dean Moriarty to do any of the final inspections until the conservation has signed off.
Mhm.
So, that's why I may be jumping the gun a little. But the signs have been ordered from Bridgewater Trophy 3 weeks ago. They have been paid for, and for whatever reason, he can't seem to get them at UPS as of this morning.
Mhm.
The house has been sold, you said?
I believe so. I think it has. I don't know if they have a passing date yet, but I know they're trying to get their inspections and stuff done, so. That's where, you know, there always seems to be an emergency, and I guess this time the emergency is not the passing, but getting Dean Moriarty to do his inspections so that if there are any problems, we have time to fix them before the passing.
Mhm. Okay, so we have a motion to issue, subject to the final inspection of the signage.
Second?
Second, all in favor? It's unanimous.
Thank you, guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Charlie.
And as soon as I get those signs up there, I'll give Anushka a call and.
Okay.
let her
Yeah,
know.
give me a call, let me know.
And like I said, I'll be pushing them, they were supposed to be in last Friday, and then they were supposed to definitely be in this morning, so I'm gonna guess within the next day or two. Okay, and we'll get right down there.
Good enough.
Guys, thanks a lot for your help.
Thank you.
You guys take care of yourselves, okay?
Good job.
Okay.
Do you want to sign this down? and-
Yeah.
It was a complete certification, right?
Yes.
See you later.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
have a good
Have a
night.
good night, Charlie.
Hey, thanks again. Thank
Moving on, we're gonna, building permit for 3335 Overlook Road. Robert Choplin Company?
Yeah, but he didn't show up, I don't know why. That's what it was.
I'm down there digging today.
This is just the extension of their orders of conditions.
Hey, Tim,
can sign a building permit on this. This was filed September 15th of 2011. And by the act, from what I'm reading by the act, he's got 4 years, so that would have been August of last year.
No, but isn't, you issued it regularly on the 2/11, right?
Say that again?
When was the original?
On 9/11.
So
Nine.
And we're giving for 3 years, right? So that would be till 14, and then he gets additional 4 by the act, right? So it's till next year, or 17 or 18.
What, is it?
2000, yeah,
So it's 4 after
yeah,
the-
after
the
our,
extension?
yes.
Okay. Is that what that?
Or it may be extended with issue authority or more periods of up to 3 years.
Yeah, the original act gives them 3 years.
Yeah.
And then this says automatically extends for 4 years beyond its otherwise applicable expiration date. So the original applicable expiration date would have been 3
Yeah.
And then plus 4.
and
Would have
4.
been 14?
No, 7 total. 3 and 4, right?
Yeah.
Total of 7.
And that was
From
2011, so it's
11.
2018.
So, yeah, okay.
So that'll eventually become impossible to keep track of. And of course, in 7 years, conditions couldn't possibly change much.
No.
Okay. Alright. Let me just pull out Does anyone wanna see the map on this? The plan? Not that, I mean, we're just extending it, so, I mean, we're just issuing what we've already voted on, but.
Yeah, we're gonna drive back over there today.
We're supposed to be signing these and turning them in?
If you want to read it, I have the whole packet there.
I already had to do this at school.
Yeah, and you did it last year too, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same
If you
thing.
go to my house and go up over the hill, take
yeah,
a right, straight there. Right at the beginning of where Leon stops at the corner, overlook starts.
mhm.
Was that house that burnt down? No, it was
So it's a.
it was a cottage.
It's a
It's gone.
corner of Vegas, across the street from it.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's right, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I go by it a lot. They, cleaned it all up nice. They had big, huge backhoe in there today digging a hole.
Where that house burnt down?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at
it's
this.
on out there that day.
I was there today.
Went by and I saw it all cleared out.
Oh, yeah, I did a beautiful job. I was in there. They
Yeah.
did a nice job, and today they dropped off one of those monster backhoes to dig the foundation. They were digging the foundation. They weren't pouring nothing, but they were,
Excavating.
yeah. Which I do believe we gained totally good.
Yeah,
The footing.
yeah.
It's really not gonna be a basement, right? It's gonna be
I don't think those
slab.
slabs.
Yeah, it's flat.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank, you
Yeah,
have
you're
to
right.
They
default
were
at the
prepping that
sign.
today.
It-
Gotta be a footing.
Is there,
Yeah,
A little deck or something.
is it in here? Yeah.
yeah.
existing order of conditions for Overlook. Harass somebody.
This was all approved.
You get
because
fined
it was
from a
an
volunteer.
existing structure.
That's interesting,
This
yeah.
was all approved because it was an existing structure that they were.
Yes,
using.
yes.
Well, no.
Employee.
It came.
I've never even used the
that
phone
came
here,
through
so I don't know.
conservation. We approved that plan.
Yeah,
I know where the phones are.
Pre-existing house.
It would have been approved anyway.
When I get a pay.
Setbacks,
I'll consider myself an employee.
15 on the
Yeah.
sides, that's really not us, that would be planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here it's just a 5 foot. That's
5
pretty
foot.
tight. Yeah, it's, it says 5 foot minimum.
Don't move this chair.
That's,
Toe on the
that's tight.
table.
5 foot to
Down in the corner on the southeast corner.
Why is that table there anyway? I don't understand.
I think Tim Gordon was using it when he has a meeting with somebody. He uses
Oh.
this.
to the wetland, you mean?
I thought he had to move that chair, I guess.
I remember that, yeah. They were just leaving enough to get around the corner, yeah, yeah.
Just a wheelbarrow or lawnmower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Any questions? Questions, no?
Just gonna use that to record what's in your glass.
Okay.
Or when you use the phone.
Two things I remember from school.
I use the phone to harass somebody.
Everyone
Actually,
has one big fault start then.
Yep.
Do we have the permit for this?
Actually, supposed to be.
I mean, the application, yeah. Application is there.
Oh, right there. Is it? No.
Let's see, it's supposed to be shown.
It was here,
Hold
on
on,
top of it.
I'll find it.
What did you do with it?
Should be here, yeah.
Right here.
There you go. Minutes, January 11th.
Well. On Mount Pleasant Street, we need to insert, building anew, insert the word one, I think. And you might want to reverse your space and pyramid, period there.
You should just take out the space between A and new.
Yeah.
Just building a new.
Well, what it is she put the space came in before the period instead of after it.
I think it's more poetic though.
Yeah.
And then on the enforcement order on 6 George Road, was that the driveway?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, it should say her attorney stating that, and wasn't the attorney male? Didn't he meet with us once?
One time he was.
Yeah, so it should say stating that his client. And then,
Is that the one that you went up and looked at?
Yeah, this goes back to July.
Yeah, you know, I
Work has
think,
been done.
I mean, honestly,
And we have an
I think,
enforcement order out there. and
right,
Every
and-
time she shows up, Bill shows up and he lets her off the hook. So I don't understand.
No, work has been done and she gotta remove it.
No, her understanding was, and
She's
her
claiming that's not
lawyer,
work.
can I flip this?
yes.
She can claim anything she wants. She added there that you cannot add on any of those houses.
No, is this the house that wanted to, extend the driveway at one point?
Yes.
And we told her if any work was done, they needed to
Yes.
file,
And that was the
Right.
letter that she submitted at last meeting.
okay.
And then Bill said that he will contact the lawyer directly. And I didn't get any copies from Bill. I'm not sure if he sent any letter or he called him. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
My
'cause she's the one
client
that,
decided
Well,
to.
she said she was backing off,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the fact remains that work was already done.
yeah, she filled in
So,
the buffer zone, I guess. Could be the
Yeah.
wetland, we don't know where
oh,
the
it
boundary
is.
is.
No, it is, trust me.
With the
I
crushed
was
stone.
involved with all those houses. Nobody could do anything once the house was finished.
Well, the work that they did was within the buffer zone, at least,
Yeah,
Yes,
and they
it is.
cleared into the wetland, like it was cleared to the edge of the wetland, now they cleared into the wetland.
right.
And they was spraying, you know, Roundup and defoliant agents and whatnot, so,
And then we issued the enforcement order, and she just,
stop work because they were spreading, what were they spreading? Was it crushed rock?
Crushed stone,
Crushed rock,
yeah.
stone.
Okay,
And that was after I told her 3 times,
right.
stop, don't do anything, and she said, screw you, I'm filling up, you're a racist, and so be it.
Okay.
So this is,
And then on Edgewood Park, Keene Street, there were questions about the limits of work,
Some work,
or the limit of work, I don't know.
on the, about the limit. of-
It was the, yeah, the limit, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's all I have.
And I got the 48-inch corrugated pipe culvert, should be a D on corrugated,
Oh, yeah.
that pipe, that's what
Corrugated, and you want the word pipe in there too?
we, yeah, that's what, know what it
Corrugated
is.
pipe culvert, okay.
That's all I got.
And then I move we, anyone have anything else? I move we accept the minutes as amended.
Motion made,
Seconded.
all in favor? Yeah. Okay,
Back to 6 Drive, did we know if a letter was sent to the attorney?
She just said that she didn't receive anything, Bill, so we don't know.
Mm.
She's not, we have not received any copies, so.
Yeah, I didn't receive any copies. I'm not sure if he did.
We
Call
haven't heard from
him
him, so
or.
we don't-
okay,
we don't
so,
know.
can we, I mean, we've asked how many months, how many meetings for, you know, a plan of what they were doing, and this is where we're at?
Yeah, because their understanding is that she's not doing any work at this time, so they don't have to file NOI.
Okay,
Both
well,
of them, lawyer and Ms. Jessie Joanne, they both think that way.
okay.
But we
You
are
wanna-
concerned with
so
the
can-
work that's
so-
been done already.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so, I mean, I think that we should, as we stated before, that if we didn't have any response from this, that we were gonna start the fining process. I would give them one more meeting to come in with a plan. If they're not here at the next meeting with a plan that shows where the wetlands are and how they've impacted the wetlands with what they've done, then I think we should start the fining process until they come to us with a plan.
Has she actually admitted to the work already done?
You can see it from the road.
No. Has she admitted to the work already done?
What have I admitted to?
We're saying this works, she said, yeah, we filled that, but we're not gonna do any more.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that she stopped right away when she received the enforcement.
When she got the enforcement order.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't, no. She got the enforcement order and then they spread the crushed rock that they had in a pile there. Then they spread it after she got the
Yeah.
enforcement order. Okay, so work was done after the enforcement order. So,
Yeah, we got the pictures. that I took, I think it's in the file.
Yeah, there should be pictures in the file of before and after, and so we have proof that there was work done. It was well within the limits of the wetland in our jurisdiction, so I think at this point, if we don't see something at the next meeting, we've given them months and months and months, okay? We should just start finding them until we get the information that we need, so that we can
Right.
determine, you know,
And let's make sure we word it that we're telling her that we want her to bring in a plan of what has already been done
Done.
on the property.
exactly,
Don't tell her we want to see a plan, because
yes.
then they're going to interpret that as
Yeah.
plan for future work. We would like to see a map of what has already,
Good point.
okay?
Yes,
That's
very good.
Because we'll just point out,
Yep.
yeah,
So can we get a letter drafted to her stating that, as Joe said, we're looking for an as-built or a, you know, of,
A
an
plan.
as-built of
yeah, a plan of the work that has already
taken
taken
place.
place.
Adjacent, yeah, work taking place adjacent to the driveway and into the wetlands.
Okay.
And accompanied with a botanist report?
Okay, so then we want an engineering plan. We don't want her to come in with a map that she's drawn, right?
Right.
So then let's make sure that word is in there. A
So
plan,
the
we would like a
engineering
plan by an engineer showing us, what do we already have written down?
Showing the plan of the work that was already, the work that took, that work that already took the place.
It already took place. So we,
Accompanied with the botanist report
right,
and wetland, and any and all wetland impacts.
in particular, we're interested in the current elevations, right?
Yes.
In particular, we're interested in the current elevations.
And I would also have offsets from existing dwelling to the limit of work. So that we know, we can look at the plan for that and see, you know, how far they've gone into the wetland.
And Tim, is it possible for you to print the pictures with the date on it or no? Because they don't have dates on it.
Yes, okay. We'll take a look.
Yeah.
That's on my,
You sent them in the email too, so the email would have the dates.
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, that was the first thing we said even before enforcement order, that she needs to come in and hire an engineer and either submit NOI or RDA, and we explain what's NOI, it's an RDA. So that was the very first thing we
but the
did.
pictures, when I sent them, yeah, 'cause I sent those by email, so the email would have the dates. I sent them the same day, I think it was July 3rd,
And this was sent June 17th.
June or July?
June, the email that she needs to file either RDA or NOI.
So the work was taking place after that.
Yeah, so the work was taking place after the email was sent.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because she came in asking
And
questions
then
that
the
night, yeah.
enforcement order was sent on July 6th.
Yeah. And the work was done around July 3rd, I think it was it Thursday? Whatever that Thursday was. That's when I talked to her about that.
You had sent the pictures before that July 6th meeting, on the 3rd of July you sent me.
Yeah. I took the pictures
Yeah.
of the piles, and then when I went by the next week, she spread it all out. Like, you know,
There is a conference coming up. Saturday, March 5th, if anyone's interested.
Talking about some godforsaken part of the world. Is everything they have?
Worcester.
Worcester.
There's also, they asking for membership, I guess. Member dues, but in July of 2014, we paid $385, but now they're up to $530, and we have 500 in our account. So I'm not sure if this is something that you really wanted to do, or
Well, if there's not enough in the account to renew the membership, then I guess we can't.
so I believe last year we didn't pay, because we just have a.
Yeah, but I got an email from them saying we didn't pay you. You booted out.
Yeah.
Then I got another email from them saying, oh.
You know, it's beneficial if people are going to these seminars, you know, because the price is lower if you're a member versus a non-member, but you can still attend at the non-member rate, so, members are 115, non-members are 145, so it's $30 more if you wanted to attend, so,
Not a big difference.
no. Um,
Dues are based on a formula that includes the population and median family income and is unrelated to the number of commissioners. That's interesting.
Shouldn't they pay us to be members?
Yeah, they should be paying us.
Yeah.
That's the 6th junction.
See, the transfer
Send him,
station.
send him a note telling him, we only have $500 in the account,
Will they pay
and then see if they send us back an offer.
Wait, tell us we only have 400 then.
That's that low, huh? That would tell them we're poor town.
I mean, it does cost to run the organization, and they do good work, so.
Yeah, in the letter on 6 George Road, it says, when my client decides to perform work on said property, this office will provide notice of intent as per our last conversation with the Conservation Board.
You know, so if he doesn't do any more work, then. Never found anything.
Maybe I should also send an email to Bill first and ask if he had a chance to send any letters to this
Yeah.
attorney. If he didn't, then I will submit this letter, right?
Yeah, just
And
make
then I'm
sure
gonna
that,
forward it to you, whatever he sent.
okay. I just wanna make sure that that is definitely in the letter,
Okay.
and, you know, probably it should be added too that they will remain under an enforcement order until the property is restored back to its original condition. Any other business?
I move we adjourn.
Motion made,
Second?
all in favor?